Welcome to sailing through the unpredictable sea, going to Budai in Chia-yi County. Would you like to get to know the charm behind the Budai Fishing Port in Taiwan? This fishing port has its unique culture and delicious food. And this voyage in the rain has put a mysterious veil on this township. Now, let's get started with our exciting adventure with Leo's voyage. To make sure you can catch up with the contents in the video, I prepare 4 multiple-choice questions and an open-ended question for you to answer. But not to worry, you can find the answers to all the questions in the video. When you finish watching the video, I also put together 4 challenges for you to learn more about the charm of Budai Fishing Port. Finally, I developed a quiz for you to review what you have learned today. So, after watching the lesson video, not only will you know more about the uniqueness of Budai Fishing Port and its oyster aquaculture, but you will also learn about the different parts of a boat, various types of crew, and 3 common phrases related to the sea that you can use in daily life. Hopefully, you'll be able to use what you have learned today in the future when you share the beauty of Taiwan with foreign friends. Aren't you looking forward to what you could learn from the video? Let's get started on this marvelous journey. The lesson video, with marine navigation as the topic, describes the voyage from Zuwan to Budai Fishing Port. In the beginning of the voyage, the raining weather made the navigation challenging. Later, you will see a crew on a foreign boat work with local fishermen to enter the fishing port safely. In this episode, we will also talk about the differences between yacht harbors and fishing ports. Finally, Budai's signature dish, oyster omelette, will be showcased to reflect the uniqueness of the Budai area. Without further ado, let's review the challenge questions for this episode. Question 1. Which of the following was not something that needed to be checked once you set the autopilot on the boat? A. Direction of the winds on the sea. B. Depth of the seawater. C. Temperature of the engine. D. Oil pressure of the engine. Question 2. How does the autopilot system of a boat monitor the weather in its surroundings? A. Through detectors like radar. B. Making sound waves via the horn. C. Scanning obstacles with laser. D. Getting information by connecting to GPS. Question 3. Which of the following statements is true about the descriptions of yacht harbors and fishing ports in Taiwan? A. A yacht harbor is managed by the local government and the Fishermen's Association. B. Yacht harbors in Taiwan fill up and refuel your boat on the sea. C. Yacht harbors are rented by the government out to private companies to operate. D. Fishing ports in Taiwan are entirely operated by private companies. Question 4. What makes the oyster omelette chewy? A. Oysters. B. Starch. C. Vegetables. D. Egg white. Question 5. Open-ended question. Oyster aquaculture has long influenced the fishermen in Budai Fishing Port in Taiwan. If we want to sustain this culture, what can we do? The first 4 questions help you understand the contents of the video. When you finish watching the video, the last question will test your attention to details and whether you can fully express what was mentioned in the video. While watching the video, please make sure you answer all the questions that pop up. Now, take a deep breath. I believe you're smart enough to answer all the questions correctly. Let's begin.
So we just left Juan Yugang and we're on our way to Budai. Oh, 下雨. My God, what a minefield. On both sides, my equipment is going crazy. It's just beeping everywhere. The radar is going crazy here. 现在完蛋了，怎么办？ Our time in Zhuwan is coming to an end. We're about to sail back to Taiwan in a few minutes. Come join me for the next part of the adventure. So we just left Zhuwan Yugang and we're on our way to Budai. 4分钟前离开，2点45，现在是快3点。I set the course into the autopilot and right now I'm just monitoring everything, making sure it's okay. We're doing about 13 knots, which is not particularly fast, but it's also not slow. Should get us there in a couple hours. And I'm making sure there's no traffic, making sure the water is deep enough, and keeping an eye on the engines, making sure that temperature and oil pressure is okay. And that's basically all. And then I'm just having a drink. And this is water, by the way, not wine. Don't drink and drive. That's all I can have for now. So I'll check in with you a little later as we get into Budai, but let's just enjoy the trip. Unfortunately, weather is not great, raining a little bit, but at least there's no waves. It's a very smooth ride.
Have you heard the answer? Let's go back to the question. Question 1. Which of the following was not something that needed to be checked once you set the autopilot on the boat? A. Direction of the winds on the sea. B. Depth of the seawater. C. Temperature of the engine. D. Oil pressure of the engine. This question is a little difficult. Did you come up with an answer? The correct answer is A. Direction of the winds on the sea. After setting the boat on autopilot, Leo went on to talk about the items that needed to be checked to make sure the voyage was safe. I don't know whether or not you remember, he did mention 4 items that needed to be monitored. If you don't remember, that's okay. Those 4 items are the course of navigation, the depth of the seawater, the temperature of the engine, and the oil pressure. In the video, when Leo mentioned that he had set the course into the autopilot, he said, "I set the course into the autopilot." Please be reminded the phrase, "set the course into," is usually used for adjusting direction or course of navigation of vessels or aircrafts. Did you answer correctly? Let's continue playing the video.
So this is a trip I've never done with my yacht. I'm only doing it on the fishing boat. I've been to Xiaoliaoqiao, I've been to Kaohsiung, but I've never taken my yacht to Penghu. So this is a new experience for me as well. And we're going to Budai, which is in Chia-yi County, and it is the closest port right across from Penghu. We've chosen that not only because it's close, because we're testing out the boat, but also because it's a very interesting port. Its own unique aquaculture growing oysters, and we'll explore some of that as well. We're crossing the Strait of Taiwan which can be very rough sometimes and very dangerous. Right now it's okay. I mean, I'd say the waves are about a meter or so. It's not too bad. Unfortunately, it's raining. Here you can see the radar, and what you see here is all the rain clouds. So we're definitely heading into a dark rain cloud, and when you look out the window, you can see it's really pouring out there. You can't even see the horizon, it's just pouring. So the visibility is very bad. The expected arrival time in Budai is still about 5:44 arrival time.
Have you heard the answer? Let's go back to the question. Question 2. How does the autopilot system of a boat monitor the weather in its surroundings? A. Through detectors like radar. B. Making sound waves via the horn. C. Scanning obstacles with laser. D. Getting information by connecting to GPS. In the video, Leo described the weather outside first, mentioned the radar chart, and pointed out that the red area was the rain clouds. Thus, the correct answer is A, through detectors like radar. Leo used the phrase heading to when he talked about going somewhere. This is a commonly used English phrase to describe moving forward or going into a destination, a location, or a situation. So, let's review what Leo just said. We are definitely heading into a dark rain cloud. Do you understand the key points of this segment? Let's continue playing the video.
我们要人带从这边带到里面，带到那个渔港里面，所以我们会开到那个港口的那个最外面的口，等他们带我们进去。
我们到哪里了？
哎，你好。你的船有 AIS 吗？对，那你怎么可以找到我们？我的目前的位置看不到别的船呢。我们还有大概4分钟就到了。OK， 谢谢，拜拜。你 GPS 的位置可以拍给他。哦，下雨。My God！
我看好大的雨哦。我怎么出去拍？
开始，你看到了，开始。
北是231、235、22，东是12006。
已经开始有很多 trap。现在完蛋了，怎么办？我们往那个 commercial harbor 的方向。
快乐渔夫，哎，你有快点问吧。有一艘小船来了是吧？哦，跟着他吗？
我跟着他。
对。
We got lucky. The local fishermen have come out to guide us into the harbor because it was really touch and go. My God, what a minefield. On both sides, my equipment is going crazy. It's just beeping everywhere. Look at this. The radar is going crazy here. The alarms are going off everywhere because it's literally a maze. really, really tricky. I'll open it again. Take a look. We're just going by them so close. It's going off again, the alarm. Yes. 这个要不要拍呀？
有啊，太可怕了。郑大哥嘛？那是不是郑大哥？应该是郑大哥。
一直叫。
一直叫是表示有鱼啊。
表示要鹅啊。
有鹅啊。
快到了。我靠 ！Hi, hello。我来，谢谢，谢谢你帮忙。今天真的我来过一次，是，天气好很多。蔡小姐 helped us organize the boat to take us in the harbor. Thank you so much. 没有你真的很难过。So we're gonna stay here for the night, and I hope tomorrow the weather is better. The first time I came to Budai Yacht Harbor was about 10 years ago with my other boat, and it's always been one of my favorite yacht harbors. It's beautiful. Yacht harbors and fishing harbors in Taiwan are actually governed by two different principles. The fishing harbors are governed by the Fishermen's Association, which is a governmental or quasi-governmental body, whereas the yacht harbors are often rented by the government out to private companies such as this one, and they provide a lot of other services. And you can see the docks are very nice, very elegant. Two of the important services that yacht harbors provide is filling up your boat and refueling, because it is surprising to know, but there is not one single harbor, whether fishing or yacht harbor in Taiwan, that has a station where you can gas up your boat with gasoline. It all has to be trucked in. Not like in other countries where you have floating gas stations. Doesn't exist in Taiwan. So they will help you gas your boat here.
Have you heard the answer? Let's go back to the question. Question 3. Which of the following statements is true about the descriptions of yacht harbors and fishing ports in Taiwan? A. A yacht harbor is managed by the local government and the Fishermen's Association. B. Yacht harbors in Taiwan fill up and refuel your boat on the sea. C. Yacht harbors are rented by the government out to private companies to operate. D. Fishing ports in Taiwan are entirely operated by private companies. Wow, this question is a bit challenging. It tests whether you paid full attention to the video. The correct answer to this question is C. In Taiwan, the yacht harbors are rented by the government out to private companies. Option A was wrong because yacht harbors in Taiwan are not managed by the local government and the Fishermen's Association. The reason option B was wrong is because yacht harbors in Taiwan don't fill up or refuel boats on the sea. As for option D, it was wrong because the fishing ports in Taiwan are managed by the government and the Fishermen's Association jointly. In the video, Leo mentioned the word refuel. This word means to pump gas, fill with more fuel. It is used to describe the action to fill more fuel in vehicles so that they can continue their journey. Do you grasp the key points of this segment? Let's continue playing the video.
Hey Mandy, hello. Leo. 谢谢你昨天那么帮忙啊！昨天那么下大雨，如果没有你，我们真的没办法进去啊。Thank you so much. 我可以坐一下吗？
可以，那边坐。
Thank you, thank you.
真的很欢迎 Leo 来到这边。那其实我们的港针对就是各个船只，不管您是什么时间来，不管风再大，或者是不管白天或者晚上，我们都可以服务这样。
对，我觉得你们的服务很好啊。 我可不可以来一个 drink 吗？
可以。那您需要什么呢？
我今天不开船的，喝这个。
是。
好。
喝这个。
对啊 ，OK 吗？我开玩笑，你不用为了我开啊。我的意思直接 cut 就可以啊。I'm in the market in Budai, and as you can see, it hasn't even opened yet. People are just getting ready. But the one thing you can get even very early in the morning here is oyster. This is a national dish in Taiwan, and you can get it in all the night markets. But Budai, you can get it as a breakfast dish, and that's what I'm gonna do. 老板也可以弄一个oyster吗？
好。
是什么东西里面呢？
里面有鸡蛋，还有豆芽菜、白菜。
你怎么把那个oyster那么 QQ 的？
哦，里面是淀粉。
淀粉哦，就是这个。
嘿。
OK， 那这个东西可以在家里弄吗？
可以。
可以。那要烤多久啊
？2-3分钟。
2-3分钟就可以。
Have you heard the answer? Let's go back to the question. Question 4. What makes the oyster omelette chewy? A. Oysters. B. Starch. C. Vegetables. D. Egg white. I'm sure this question is not hard for you at all because you have been watching the video with full attention. The correct answer is B. In the video, Leo asked the vendor who was making the oyster omelette how she made it chewy. She explained that the key was to add starch. When Leo described the oyster pancake being chewy, he used the word chewiness. This word is mainly used to describe the texture of food, like steaks, bread, or gummy bears. Isn't this word useful? Let me give you an example on how to use this word in a sentence. The candy's chewiness makes me feel happy. The video is about to come to an end. Let's watch it through together.
So I have my breakfast oyster and I'm going to try it. You can see the oysters are cooked just right. They're not raw for sure, but they're also not overcooked, so they still have this chewiness to them. And the other important thing to notice is they always put the sauce on it. It's kind of a tomato sauce. It's not spicy, don't worry. It's more sweet and tangy. The oysters are so fresh. They don't have any of that fishy taste that you might get if the oysters are not fresh. These are really fresh. 非常好吃. It's an excellent combination with the sauce on them. A little bit sweet, a little bit salty with the oysters, a little bit chewy, but not in a bad way, just a little resistance. And with the vegetables in it, gives it a light freshness. If you come to Budai, you can enjoy this all day long, breakfast, morning, lunch. So I encourage you to try this here and get enough of it because it's really good.
Congratulations on finishing watching the video and answering the first 4 multiple choice questions successfully. Outstanding! I believe you've got to know more about marine navigation and the features of Budai Fishing Port. Now, let's answer an open-ended question to see whether you can organize what you have just learned and apply your knowledge. Oyster aquaculture has long influenced the fishermen in Budai Fishing Port in Taiwan. If we want to sustain this culture, what can we do? If you have no idea about what the answer may be, don't get discouraged yet. Below, I'm giving you a list of vocabulary that you may be able to use to answer the question easily. Feel free to pause the video and think about how to use these words. Or if you already have your answer, shout it out without hesitation. Remember, you will only make progress continuously if you practice multiple times. Did you answer the question on your own? If you did, that's great. It's always a good idea to open your mouth and practice speaking. However, if you haven't thought about how to answer the question, it's okay. Don't get nervous. Let me share my answer with you. Based on the question, my answer will be related to environmental conservation. To sustain Taiwan's oyster aquaculture, we must actively implement environmental conservation measures to ensure a healthy coastal environment and sustain the industry's growth. Congratulations on answering all the questions! Do you know more about marine navigation and the features of Budai Fishing Port? Now, you can even use what you have just learned to interact with other people. But there's one last important part. I prepared more materials for you to learn about marine navigation so that you can take your knowledge to the next level. After finishing answering the questions above, do you still remember the useful key knowledge in the video? If not, that's okay. Now, I put the key knowledge in the maze of maritime knowledge. Let me take you through this maze and find out what's in store for you. Welcome to the first challenge of the maze. The name of this challenge is called Demystifying Seaports. Let's explore the differences between yacht harbors and fishing ports. The video mentioned that yacht harbors and fishing ports are two different types of seaports, and the main differences are their uses and functions. But do you know how to say these two types of seaports in English? Let me give you the answer. Yacht harbor, marina. Yacht harbors are set up for private yachts and leisure boats, and they provide facilities such as docks, berths, security, and maintenance. And amenities like restaurants, shops, clubhouses can be accessed to meet yacht owners' social or leisure needs. Fishing port. Fishing ports are solely for fishing activities, and they provide services like docking, unloading, refueling, and supplying to support fishing operations. They may also have facilities to store and process fishermen's catch, such as a fish market or refrigeration facilities. Knowing the differences between the two types of seaports, now we have gained more knowledge about marine navigation. Next, let's move on to the second challenge. We've come to the second challenge. The name of this challenge is called Parts of a Boat Puzzle. Let's spell the 5 words of the parts of a boat. Remember to say the word several times after the teacher when you learned a new word. The first puzzle, radar. It is used to explore and monitor the surroundings, especially other boats and obstacles, to ensure the safety of the voyage. What is the second puzzle? It's dashboard, control panel. It is the control panel on a boat, and it shows all instruments and controllers and is used to monitor and control the systems and functions of a vessel. And then the third puzzle is hydraulic pressure. It refers to the pressure used in vessels. For example, it can be used to control the steering gear or cranes. The hydraulic pressure system can provide great power and control to make a boat sail smoothly. There are 2 more puzzles left to conquer this challenge. Let's work harder. Remember to repeat the words after the teacher. The fourth puzzle is navigation lights. Navigation lights are used to identify the location and direction of other boats and aircrafts so that collisions can be avoided. We've come to the last one. The 5th puzzle is propeller. A propeller is composed of revolving blades that are used to push a boat or an airplane forward. It is a major part to keep a boat moving. Wow, fantastic! We've completed the puzzle. Let's move on to the next challenge. We're up for the third challenge. It's called Carnival of Marine Navigation Vocabulary. For this challenge, you can learn 7 commonly used words related to marine navigation. Read the words out loud after the teacher. The first word, departure. It means the procedure for a boat to leave a port and start sailing. Then the second word, arrival. It means the process of a boat entering its destination port. This may require communicating with the port authority, declaring vessel entry, and following port entry guidelines. The 2 words above, departure and arrival, are necessary terms for sailing. In the nautical industry, the 2 words play an important part because they're involved with the operation and traffic control of vessels. And these procedures require the vessel operators and the port authorities to work closely together. So you need to keep these 2 words in mind. Next, the third word, course. Come on, repeat after me. Course. It means the direction in which a vehicle, especially an aircraft, a ship, or a car moves. It is usually an angle. Do you remember in the video how Leo set up the autopilot? Even if you don't remember it, that's okay. Let me give you the answer. Leo set the course to Budai Fishing Port on autopilot. Now, we've come to our fourth word, weather conditions. In the video, we saw that winds, waves, visibility, and rainfall could all undermine the safe voyage of a boat. Therefore, boats need to adjust their course according to the weather conditions. There are 3 more words left. We will go from strength to strength. Now, we've come to the 5th word, longitude. It's also a virtual point that people place on the surface of the Earth. It denotes the location in either the east longitude or west longitude, and is usually indicated by degrees. For example, 90 degrees east longitude. As for the 6th word, you should be familiar with it, latitude. It is a virtual point that people place on the surface of the Earth. It denotes a location in either the north latitude or the south latitude and is usually indicated by degrees. For example, 30 degrees north latitude. We've come to the last word, anchoring. It means to lower the anchor into the water to keep the boat in a fixed position. It's usually used for docking or stopping the boat. Aren't there lots of knowledge that you can learn from the 3rd challenge? After studying so many words for marine navigation, I have a feeling that you're becoming expert in sailing. However, there's one more challenge waiting for you. Let's proceed. Finally, we've come to the 4th challenge. The name of this challenge is called Professionals of the Sea. Let's review the 5 different types of crew. The first mysterious member on the crew is our almighty captain, who is in charge of the operation and safety of a vessel and the management of other crew members. The second member is our mate, who is in charge of assisting with the operation of a vessel, supervising the work of the crew and managing other tasks while sailing. The third is a pilot. When entering a port, there will be professional pilots who board a boat to assist the captain with steering the boat. Because every port is different, the courses for port entry may be complicated and restrained. Therefore, pilot assistance is needed. The fourth is a sailor, who is in charge of the operation, maintenance, and other tasks on a vessel. The fifth is a deckhand, who assists sailors with their work, such as cleaning, maintenance, and loading and unloading goods. After learning so many words about the vessel crew, do you imagine yourself standing on a boat, playing one of these roles, and joining a sailing adventure? No matter which role you choose, you can get to know more about the contents and duties of their jobs and better experience their life and challenges on board. May it be the almighty captain, the mate who assists the captain, the professional pilot, the busy deckhand, or the sailor who's working the whole time. Remember, every role has its unique value and contribution. Finally, we've come to our ultimate challenge, Treasure Box of Sailing. For this challenge, I will introduce 3 English phrases related to marine navigation and teach you how they can be used in our daily lives, so that your spoken English will sound more native-like. Remember, when you see these English sentences, you can pause the video and say the sentences out loud after me. The first expression is full stream ahead. It comes from the operation of vessels. It means to go in full speed. In maritime affairs, when a vessel needs to move in a hurry, the captain or the operator may give this command so that the engine can be set to work at its full capacity to ensure they can arrive at the destination swiftly or handle emergencies in time. In daily life, this phrase is used to show someone or a team is working at their best and proceeding without hesitation. For example, we have a lot of assignments this week, so it's time to work full steam ahead to get them done on time. The second expression is all hands on deck. It means everyone on the boat needs to participate or deal with a situation. It is used when you need everyone to work together. For example, in a storm, it takes everyone to work together to sail out of a storm safely. And in daily use, this phrase is used to express that in a certain situation, everyone needs to work together to work on a problem, face a challenge, or complete a task. For example, the party is tomorrow, and there's still a lot to prepare. We need all hands on deck to ensure everything goes smoothly. The third one is smooth sailing. This expression originates from calm sea states. It means sailing in calm sea states is smooth and enjoyable. In maritime affairs, it's usually used to show there's no difficulty or obstacle while sailing. And in daily use, this phrase is also used to show when things go well without many obstacles or challenges. For example, after a few initial difficulties, my new job has been smooth sailing. I'm really enjoying the work and the team. I can't believe that we've come to the end of this lesson. Do you all want to stay and learn more? Before the class ends, I'd like to ask you a question. Please describe your experience riding a boat or a ship. If you have never had the experience, would you look forward to riding a boat or a ship? Why? Don't worry, with the information provided in the lesson, you can answer this question with simple sentences. Have you learned a lot at the end of this lesson? I also want to share a piece of news with you. At the end of the video, there's a quiz for you to do so that you can review what you've learned from the video. So don't forget to do the quiz after watching the video. Happy studying! Bye!